the last team to start 1-5, and how this connects with the year of Super Bowl 53 and what is turning out to be the year of the comeback so far. I think it was Emmanuel Ortega, I think, that brought this up. Well, let's start with the first part that Emmanuel mentioned, which is going to go back to my AFC Championship game prediction that I made back in September, I think it was. What he mentioned to me was that Patrick Mahomes' birthday is on September the 17th. So, in other words, the 17th day of the 9th month. That's what September the 17th can be written out as. Interesting enough, with another victory against the Kansas City Chiefs, the Colts can have a 17-9 record against the Chiefs. So there, Emmanuel Ortega was spot on with this, and it sort of makes sense why Patrick Mahomes is having a really big season in the year of Super Bowl 53, because if you think about all the comebacks that we've seen this year so far, it is comeback that equals 53. But also in the AFC, Tom Brady has 17 touchdowns this year, and what we are seeing that I correctly predicted is the passing of the torch from Tom Brady to Andrew Luck. And I will go ahead and mention Patrick Mahomes as well, since he'll probably be one of the best quarterbacks in the next 10 to 15 years. As long as he has Andy Reid as his coach, he should be one of the fine quarterbacks of the NFL. So here it is, pass the torch equals 53. And also, I would like to mention it is Luck upsets Brady, that equals 53 as well. Tom Brady has a 6-0 record against Andrew Luck, can be 6-1 in the 7th game. I can explain that in another video. But the last team to start 1-5, interesting enough, was the Kansas City Chiefs. This was back in 2015. Indianapolis started 1-5 this year. Kansas City started 1-5 before they went on their gigantic winning streak to end the year at 11-5. It's looking like Andrew Luck's going to win his last 12 games against the AFC this year, and that was exactly what would happen after starting 1-5. So, first off, interesting that 2015 the Chiefs started 1-5, and how the Chiefs are the one team that symbolized the passing on of the torch early on this year with their really quick start. What's interesting about the Super Bowl being at Atlanta this year is that, number one, it's Atlanta that equals 15 in gematria. It's the Colts that started 1-5 this year. But also, it is Colts that equals 15 in gematria as well. So very interesting that Patrick Mahomes' team, the Kansas City Chiefs, were the last team to start 1-5. This definitely is going to be a really big sign about what's to come for this year, because the 1-5 Colts are 6-5 right now, about to take over number 6 in the AFC, are in the running for the division right now after starting 1-5. But I'd like to discuss the main difference between this 1-5 start and, the Indianapolis Colts. Like, you're going to say, the Chiefs, they started 1-5, but they didn't win the Super Bowl. Well, number one, for a quarterback like Alex Smith, the only way he would possibly win a Super Bowl is if he's on a big market team like the Washington Redskins. Washington, D.C. is a really big market and all, and the Redskins are a team with history, so there's a history side of this as well. Alex Smith is not on the same level as Andrew Luck and Patrick Mahomes, so obviously Andrew Luck is going to stand out, and he's a guy that the NFL would want to win, because the NFL is all about showcasing the best of the best in terms of star quarterbacks. So that's why Alex Smith did not win in Kansas City, and once again, the only avenue for Alex Smith was to do it with a big market team that has Super Bowl rings, so that may very well be very beneficial for Alex Smith. So I want you to understand why Kansas City didn't win after a 1-5 start. It was because they didn't have that star quarterback that the NFL likes to showcase and put in front as the center of attention. So documenting this, the last team to start 1-5, and Patrick Mahomes' 17-6 birthday in the perfect scenario is for Andrew Luck to give the Colts their 17th victory against the Kansas City Chiefs. It is almost a lock at this point that the Colts are going to win the AFC title game over the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, people would ask me, okay, if you're going to have the passing of the torch, why isn't it Patrick Mahomes? Well, number one, Andrew Luck's been in the league for 6 years, so he's next up in line because he has all these seasons in his belt already, and he's 29 years old, and we have no idea how many more years he's going to go play. Now, meanwhile, Patrick Mahomes, you've got, 15 or 20 years to put together a script for him. Now, I'm not saying that it can't happen within the next 5 years or 10 years, but pretty much he's got a huge shelf life left, and that's why you need Indianapolis to win first. And in a year of the comeback, the team that starts 1-5 this year is going to be the team that's going to break through in the AFC. So last team to start 1-5 is a team that Patrick Mahomes is on right now. And no doubt about it, we're going to see the passing of the torch this year. The biggest evidence of that is that Patrick Mahomes and Andrew Luck both have thrown for over 30 touchdowns this year. Meanwhile, Tom Brady has only thrown 17 touchdowns. So we're definitely seeing that narrative in the play. I'm here to document the last team before this year's Indianapolis Colts that started the season 1-5 and ran the table to reach the playoffs. It's the team that Patrick Mahomes is on today.